Welkom, ik ben Daniel Feller bij PQR. Dit is de laatste dag op de Synergy, het is vrijdag. Hier naast mij heb ik Daniel Feller, architect van Citrix Worldwide Consulting. En ik ga met hem een interview houden over de vele whitepapers en andere documenten die dit de laatste tijd heeft gemaakt. Hi Daniel, welcome.
Thanks, great to be here.
You've started to get very well known for all your recommendation and whitepapers and best practices.
Yeah, it's actually quite amazing how many people read these things and kind of follow on Twitter and the blogs and all that and have some good discussions with it. So it's a lot of fun.
Sounds good. Can you tell me a bit what's currently going on? What's the next big thing?
The next big thing is really just kind of more or less continuing kind of where the success has been around a lot of these planning guides and best practice papers. So we just released last month the ZenApp Zen Desktop Best Practice Guide that tried to basically consolidate all the best practices we have for those products into a single document, because we get a lot of questions that people would say, hey, give me the ZenApp best practices. And we're like, yeah, that doesn't really exist, but now it does, and we're trying to maintain that. And we figure with the first couple of releases, they're going to be coming out pretty quickly, with subsequent changes and modifications and additions to it as well. So I think that's probably one of the bigger things that's been going on right now. The other thing, of course, is the Desktop Transformation Accelerator. That's a new tool it's a tool we got out there online that basically tries to walk you through the whole process of assess, design, and deploy of a virtual desktop environment. So there's a lot of work going into that, identifying all the design decisions that you need to make in order to successfully do Zen desktop environments.
Okay, so you expect that will be something that will be a lot more going to be very active, very ongoing for the coming time. The desktop transformation process.
Yeah, definitely. It's amazing just the number of people who actually go in there and create projects. I don't have the exact numbers, but I was hearing something was like 6,000 or 7,000 or something like that. People have gone in there to create projects, and so we were seeing the value of these type of tools. And it's like, all right, right now it's pretty much just the VDI model. So we're like, well, there's a lot of possibilities to just do the shared desktop, the ZenApp model. So it's like, let's figure out how to include that in there as well. So it's more or less just trying to expand that to include other different, other models that you have for desktop transformation.
Okay, sounds good. I've seen the recent white paper you've released with all the separate components in there. It's great. Saves a lot of time looking for all the separate best practice documents. Is that something that you and your department will continue to do? Keep good updated white papers and best recommendations? Yeah,
that's our goal. I know when we first talked about doing this, the feedback we got from our consultants and partners out there is like, this would be awesome, but it's ambitious as hell. They're like being able to do this is going to be very difficult and to maintain it. But the hardest part is actually building it. Now that it's there and people see it, now the consultants and people have an avenue or have a way to get best practices they identify out, and so we don't have to go hunting for them as hard as we did in the beginning. Now people are coming to us, it's like, hey, I just figured this out at a customer site. Is this, this seems like it's a good best practice. So it's a lot easier now for us to try to build and maintain this thing, because we have the process in place and we have that foundation already there as well.
Yeah, well, I really like the new document. Everything is there in one place. Already used it a few times, but I can imagine it takes a lot of time and work to keep it all updated.
Yeah, it does. Luckily, it's not me anymore. It's not just me. I got a few really good people, work for me, like Thomas Berger, he's in EMEA, and I got Andy Baker in DC, Rich Meesters in Canada, Adil Arshad, and Matt Brooks, in Fort Lauderdale. And it's like kind of covering the whole scope of all the products, and not only just ZenApp Zen Desktop, but we also can cover the NetScaler and the networking portions as well. And so hopefully we'll be able to incorporate all those other complementary solutions in there as well for best practice, or create different best practices for those other products as well. But that might be something in the future we're going to be taking a look at as we get more information.
Okay, great. Thank you for your time and having this interview with me. Dit was Daniel Feller voor NGN. Hiermee ga ik afsluiten. Tot ziens.